Alright, so here we have my modified, I think it's pronounced Huina, not really 100% sure, but 1583 or 583, however you say it. So mine's pretty well modified. As you can see straight off the bat, I've got some 3D printed wheels, rims I should say. I can't remember who the guy was, but I'll have a link for him below. Because they're not my design. I got them off someone else. I've got some just cheap AliExpress RC crawler tyres on there because that's what I had laying around. But they're not the actual tyres that the 3D printer recommends. He recommends some WPL, some military spec tyre. Probably will upgrade to those, but these are just what I had laying around, so I thought I'd test them. They're quite good, however, just a little bit squishy in the sidewall, so if you have a little bit of weight on there, it definitely squishes down the tyre, but I think the military ones are a bit thicker of a sidewall. They're like a three-piece design, so like any crawler tyre, you have that centerpiece that just goes in between where the foam is, and then you got two outer bits to just sandwich into each other. That's why I can see the 8 Allen head little bolt pieces in there. They do utilize the same screw that the original tires come with, however, because they're such a tight fit, I haven't found the need to put that screw in, so literally they're just resting on the hub as is. What else? Got the classic dump arm extension. I don't know if you can see that, but over here, it's just the one that I found online. Pretty good. It's kind of a must-have. That was the first thing I did to it. Not much really to say about that, but I'll kind of show you. So you tip back, but it's when you're at full height. I don't know if it's going to get cut off, but as you can see, you got full leverage of the dump. Where before it kind of ended about, I don't know, I reckon about there, and it just kind of made it hard. What else have I done? I've got I don't know which, I think it's off AliExpress, just some sort of turning motor. So just a lot better of a turning motor, a lot quicker, a lot quieter. Not really much to say about that. The original one that I had in there just gave me the shits. It was so loud, it was clunky, it was slow. I'll just move that forward. Yeah, but I've found it pretty good. I've probably put about, pretty much all these mods here, I've put about 5 hours on, because I kind of did them all in one stint. I wasn't too fast, because like after you do some research on these, you kind of need stuff like that. Like, they're fun as is, but I don't know, it's just kind of worthwhile doing. Not really much more to say about that. It's quite simple. All you do is take the top cover off, or pull the bottom off. I'm not really 100% sure which one it is, but open it up, and then it's literally right there. It's just like a gear. Put it on, boom. What else have I done? I've added a little bit of weight to the back. I haven't gone crazy. So just under this cover here, where the pieces of metal are for the rear weight, pretty much just went around and chucked in some wheel balance weights. Probably, I don't know, there's probably only like 200 grams in there, but any little bit of weight helps, alright. You can see by the tyres, like, there's a little bit more squish on the rear than front, which you kind of expect, but it doesn't really make a difference. I don't know if you can lift enough to really make a weight difference anymore on these. I know I've had a 5 kilo weight in the bucket before, but the rear end just tips up even with the added weight, so I'm not really 100% sure how much these can lift, but I know the actuators will let you lift 5 kilos, because if you hold the back down with your hand, it will lift it. I've upgraded to the I can't remember, MG Com or something like that, the front and rear traction kit. Bit of a easy install. It took a couple of hours, but you have to modify the axle housing a little bit. Makes the steering and everything a lot quieter because it runs less gears, and it has a built-in smaller, better motor on each axle. I think if the motor burns out, it's only like a £1 to get a new one, so quite cheap overall. What else? They made a big difference. I don't know if you can hear, but when you drive backwards and forwards, less clunky, not as much gear noise. I don't know if you guys probably know, but when you just drive your normal one around, just the sound that it makes from the axles is just horrendous, like too loud. Haven't quite noticed much of a difference between four-wheel drive. I was hoping that when I put them in, when you kind of like, you know how when you push to pick up dirt and stuff, the rear tires kick out and the front ones just spin. I was hoping it'll turn it into more of a four-wheel drive system, but pretty much does the same. I think it has a little bit more pushing power, but overall I don't really notice much of a difference. If anything, it was worth the upgrade just because of the sound. I've left the stock battery. Couldn't care less about upgrading that, because when you upgrade it, you have to, from all the videos I've seen, you kind of take a few of the metal rods. So the metal rods you got 4 of them in the back under this. That pretty much shows you, that's pretty much where the weight of the rear end is. But when you upgrade to a bigger battery, you got to take 2 of those out. A lot of people put the rear engine, like this whole assembly, on like a tilt, but I don't really see a point in that. I've just bought a second battery. Like, I'm never going to use this for more than half an hour in one go, because I only have like a little bit of dirt in the backyard to move around. I kind of move it from place to place, but I don't know, maybe if I was going for like a big quarry setup with like excavators and trucks and stuff, if it was sitting around for a long time, I'd do it. But if I leave for more than a minute, I just turn it off. Like, it's quite simple, but I'm never going to use it enough to utilize a bigger battery. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah, I don't know, I might upgrade to the cat stickers one day, but I don't really find a need to. I've taken out the tail lights because when I was in there, I don't know, I just don't really care for the tail lights. I've left the front lights on because I feel like it's fine if I was going to use it in the evening. Doesn't really bother me, but the tail lights, I didn't really need them. Every time I turn it on, the engine sound just pissed me off. Like, I know you can switch it off by the remote, but it just was annoying, so I've literally unplugged that. So I never have any sound, no matter if I press the button or not. I didn't think it was worth having. I think you could turn the tail lights off too, but I didn't find a point, because every single time I turned the unloader on, you'd have to turn it off. Pretty sure that's it. Oh, I've got a set of I've got a set of AliExpress forks that I use. They're just the generic ones. They were designed so you can move the forks around to wherever you want, but I've just kind of put some booger welds on them. I have like some little pallet racks and stuff, some little pallets that I just move around with it. That's all I pretty much use it for. I wasn't smart enough at the time to buy a quick connector, so I've got to undo the 3 screws every single time I want to swap it, but I do have one on order. It's just a generic AliExpress red one, but I am going to paint it black because I feel like it'll just fit a lot better, and I don't know, it's just not in your face. But yeah, I've probably put about 45 minutes or so on these forks. As you can see in my other video, it's not too bad, but yeah, the only problem is, hang on, I'll show you. So the bucket now is pretty well flat, but as you can see, there's a bit of gap between the ground. So when you use the forks, you kind of have to angle them down a little bit, and I don't know, it just kind of makes things hard to pick up sometimes. But if you're like loading on a truck, unloading off a truck, then you're not really going to have any issues. But yeah, what else? I feel like there was something I had to mention with the tires. Oh yeah, I feel like the tires help a little bit with the push, because they're obviously softer and chunkier but they do hold more dirt, so when you're done, it's a lot worse to clean. But overall, I feel like I was happy with the upgrade. Honestly, I'll probably just leave these AliExpress crawler tires on there for, I don't know, I can't really be bothered spending an extra like $80 or whatever to upgrade to the thicker sidewall ones. But if these shit me, I will. But as you can see, they kind of, you can kind of like pull them off, but you don't really notice it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, yeah, I don't think there's any more to say about it. It's just, I think it was worth it. It's really helped. Comparing to when I first got it to now, I don't think I could go back. Like, if it's for a kid or whatnot, it'll be good. But, oh yeah, another thing about the tyres, because they're softer, they act more of a rear suspension mod. I don't have the rear suspension axle mod. Couldn't care less for it. I don't really think it's worth the upgrade in my opinion. It just kind of, it could help, but every single time you try to push, it just turns the back wheels off anyway for some reason, and it turns it into front wheel drive. So I don't really think that's much of a worth upgrade, but I'm pretty sure I've done every other upgrade that's recommended with these. But yeah, as I was saying with the rear squish, when you go over a bump or whatnot, it's a lot more gentle. Like, it doesn't throw the loader around like it used to, because you guys can probably tell with the tire, like the original tires, how hard they are. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, I've probably put a couple of hours on all the mods, as in done all the mods, and I've used it for a couple of hours in one go. And honestly, I think every mod was worth it in its own way. The rims and tires were probably my favorite, because I don't know, they just make it look more loader uniform, where the ones that were on there were fine, but they just kind of made it look more cheesy. But now it's got actual like proper rubber tires, a lot better. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching.